Men who are sponsored by their wives or families can now legally work in the UAE by applying for a work permit. Hi everyone, my name is Ed of Dubai OFW, and in this video we're going to talk about the new update for men who have residence visas under their wives or families, as they are now allowed to look for a job and work legally in the UAE, provided that they get a work permit from the government. Previously, only women sponsored by their husbands or families were allowed to get this work permit. However, this rule has been expanded to include men. In an announcement on its social media pages as well as their website, the UAE Ministry of Human Resources and Emiratisation, or MOHRE, has announced that men sponsored by their wives or families can now apply for a work permit in the country. This new rule, which came into effect on July 28, 2019, allows husbands and fathers and sons to apply for a work permit and get a job without necessarily being under a company visa. The previous situation was that for men who are already under a wife's visa and they get a job offer, they had to cancel their existing wife's visa and then transfer to an employment visa from their new employer. However, in this scenario, male dependents can directly apply or report to a work, and they just need to apply for a work permit. This is great news for families in the UAE, as this provides flexibility for both the man and the woman to find jobs without having to switch to a visa sponsored by their employer. Consequently, the new policy expands on the role of women who are working in the UAE, as they can also sponsor their family members, such as husbands and children, regardless of their professions. Only a minimum salary is required for the sponsorship. This new policy is in line with the recent changes on getting employment visas and for expats who plan to work in the UAE. Recently, there was a new policy for the role of women who are working in the UAE who wanted to sponsor their husbands or children, because the previous rule was that they needed to be in specific professions such as doctors or engineers, etc., in order to sponsor their husbands or children. But that policy has been changed, and there is no more job title requirement in order to sponsor your dependents. Only a minimum salary is required for the sponsorship. According to a statement by His Excellency Saif Ahmed Al Suwaidi, the Undersecretary for Human Resources Affairs at MOHRE, this decision was within the framework of a program aimed at enhancing the stability of families in the state and helping them to increase their monthly income by empowering their members to work in the private sector. Notably, the new rule can also be deemed advantageous for companies, since they can now hire employees locally without having to incur additional expenses for employment visas. So this is great for both the employees and employers who are looking for a pool of talent in existing UAE residents. They don't have to find other talent elsewhere. So just to share some frequently asked questions and facts about this new rule, here are some key information that you may want to know. So who can apply for a work permit? All men who are sponsored by their wives or under a family's sponsorship can apply for a work permit. These include husbands, fathers, and young graduates. Who can sponsor male family members? Women in all professions can sponsor their male family members as long as they meet a minimum salary requirement. What is the age range of males that can be sponsored? Aside from adult males, teenage students can also be sponsored. Work permits for juveniles 15 to 18 years old, as well as trainee students 12 to 18 years old, are available. Where can they apply for this work permit? The same as women, applicants can get a work permit from all MOHRE centers. And how much is the fee for a work permit? The new fee for a 2-year work permit for a skilled or semi-skilled worker is 300 dirhams. regardless of the firm category. Before, the cost ranged from 300 dirhams to 5,000 dirhams depending on the worker's skill level and firm category. However, this has been also amended, and the fee is basically 300 dirhams. Who will pay for the work permit? The fee to secure a work permit is shouldered by the employer. So this is indeed great news for a lot of men who are sponsored by their wives and families in the UAE, because it provides flexibility for everyone to find work and legally work in Dubai or in the other Emirates. Previously, these work permits were exclusively issued to females, but now it has been expanded to males as well. In fact, when you apply for a residence visa sponsorship under your wife, it clearly states in the visa stamp that the man is not allowed to work. But with this recent change, you can definitely apply for a work permit and give you more opportunities to earn extra income, especially since you're away from your home country and you're here to support your wife and family. It's really good to have that option. Granting the work permits to men and women sponsored by their families inside the state will help firms meet their demands for jobs from their residents and therefore reduce the operational costs of these two groups. So to anyone watching, I hope that this is also good news for you. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I'm still trying to add more contents and videos on this channel, so if you want to get the latest updates, do subscribe and like. And if you have some suggested topics, please share them out in the comment section below. You may also visit my website at dubaiofw.com for more tips and news.